Another really funny thing is they, I mean, they didn't have Facebook and social media or, internet back then, right? But like now we're talking like 90s. So like they were, but you definitely remember them, hanging out at their own social gatherings, right? Like the park, for instance, or like some type of like church gathering, right? Or lunch type event. So, or dinner, right? Like dinner parties were really a big thing back then, weren't they? I mean, at least from my recollection. So do you remember how they would have these dinner parties or whatever events they had, and now you're there as a little kid, you're running around and everything, and it wouldn't be so, it's like they would focus on you. It was really weird. Like they made you a focal point in a really weird kind of way. I mean, it's more like this. Like for instance, like these weren't really. It was just so weird. Yeah, like I remember people would come over and there would be these dinner parties, but like clearly it wasn't like for kids, right? Like a few might have kids, but for the most part, it was like just a few kids and mostly adults. I don't know if that's how I remember it. But anyways, but during these little dinner parties or whatever, or gatherings, or hell, let's even talk about like a more public setting, whether it's private or public, more public, let's say, like a church, for example, might have a lunch type event, because that's how I would remember it. And, but they would talk about you. Or do you remember the phone calls, for example, that they would have open? So they didn't have Facebook, but they were definitely chatting up about you over the phone, and not in good ways. Remember that? I just thought about that because here I am doing the exact same thing to them, but in the modern version of it. So it's actually kind of fucking hilarious. That's really funny. I just literally thought about that because that thing I was like, should I share them or not? And I figured, you know what? Fuck this. I feel better, and I just realized that's kind of what they did. But it's more of a little taste of their own medicine. Actually, the idea came from doing it on Instagram first, because I'm still debating. Because I could literally upload a video, a short, right? Delete it a day, a week, a month later. Still debating that option, because I like that more. Because then you can show and share a lot more, and well, you know how stories works, right? I think it's as close as you can get to actual broadcasting, unless you're doing this live and you don't DVR it, right? But yeah, it'd actually be pretty interesting. Because like obviously you can't operate your own, radio broadcasting signal here legally, right? So, but using the internet is pretty much as close as it gets. Yeah, the live feature is going to be really interesting to use. I already use it on the other channel, but in this format, for sure.